One thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was what to do with these loaves of bread when you're done. Obviously eat them, but 3 loaves can sometimes be too much for a family to eat. So what I normally do is freeze them, and I'm actually ahead of myself now. I've got 4 or 5 loaves in the freezer, but so I'll probably freeze all 3 of these loaves that I've made for this video. But from the video, if you remember, I talked about the bread, when it rises, can actually rise over the edge of the pan and droop over the side. Well, this is one of the previous loaves I'd made where that had happened, and I thought it was funny. But sometimes you can end up with bread with an arm, which it's still delicious bread, don't get me wrong, but it can be a pain in the butt to get out of the pan. But it's still good. And here's what the bread itself looks like on the inside. It's nice and dense. No real air pockets to mention, but oh, it's good. And this loaf had been frozen, so I actually think that freezing it adds some moisture to the bread and makes it that much better. But that's just me. You can definitely eat it fresh. As a matter of fact, the first loaf that I ever made, it was gone. Me and the wife and kids, we ate it in no time. But now it's, you know, the newness is worn off, and we eat a loaf or so a week. So I've got plenty in the freezer, and it's still delicious. Alright folks, we're going to freeze some sourdough bread today. It's a very simple process. You're going to wrap it in food service film. This is after the loaf is cooled also. You're going to wrap it in food service film and then aluminum foil. So I wrap it from one direction, as tight as you possibly can, then from the opposite direction. It's like a Christmas present. You just want to make sure that you block all entries for air, because that's what the food service film is doing, is keeping the air away from the bread. And then I have some aluminum foil that I saved from one of the other loaves that I had, and I do the same thing with that. And what the aluminum foil does is it will keep the frostbite off of the bread. And just like with the saran wrap, I wrap it from both directions, just for added protection. And then I'll take a Sharpie and write the date, today's date on that, so that when it's in the freezer I can do a FIFO order and eat the oldest bread first, so that it doesn't go bad. But I'll do that with the other 2 loaves, and then the sourdough saga is over. Thank you very much.